Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course, stream for fun. Today, we got some announcement today from Wildlight Studios that they are having quite a bit of layoffs at their game, and they do the game HighGuard, which literally just launched. And boy, it's not going very well. So there's been the initial post and then an update after this, of course. But yeah, I'll go through the whole thing. It won't take that long. But yeah, Wildlight Entertainment said today let me read this. Today, we had an incredibly difficult discussion to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. We're proud of the team, talent, and the product we've created together. We're also grateful for players who gave the game a shot and those who continue to be a part of the community. Also, earlier, I found out that Alex Grainer, he posted about his layoff with Wildlight on LinkedIn. And said, unfortunately, along with most of the team at Wildlight, which there's about 60, 65 at Wildlight, well, less than half of that now, I was laid off today. This one really stings as there was a lot of unreleased content. I was really looking forward to that I and others designed for HighGuard. Grainer's post was reposted and shared by other Wildlight Entertainment staff. Others have since shared their own layoff announcements, like environmental artist Bentley, senior software engineer Yang, and senior technical UI designer McCarty, who were among those that shared the word of their exits. So yeah, this again is just, I think LiveService is getting tired, and there's other games too. And something that's important to understand is that I think really we're just tired of these LiveService games, and maybe they think that they're good, but there's no hook, and they just seem gimmicky at this point. I mean, we've had over 10 years of LiveService, with the first big one being Rainbow Six Siege. Then we had Overwatch and Fortnite and Apex and all of this other stuff after that, and it just feels like it's continuing to neck down. And even things like Battlefield and Call of Duty can't even really compete or give good quality games anymore, and I think most of us would probably agree with that. So, but there was something else too. We got to hear about 2XKO game, which again released just recently, but encounters some of the same problems. Here's that story. Today, we're talking about LiveService kind of getting tired, and I think we're really starting to see that. Well, we just found out from Riot Games, they just launched a game, 2XKO, which is like a 2v2 kind of like a fighting game, like Injustice or Street Fighter or something like that. Or Mortal Kombat. And yeah, they're going to lay off over 80 developers. Now, when taking a look at this, it's just weeks after the game's full release, which was January 20th, I believe. Riot Games announced that over 80 developers are being laid off from the 2XKO team. Quote, overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. So yeah, they're being let go. And ultimately, they had pretty good success with Frosty Fausting, I guess. But just had bad monetization and balancing issues. Doing this now is just telegraphing to everyone that you have zero faith in your own product, and an already niche genre, you're killing any faith people have left. And it is a niche genre, but again, it's also a focus of just LiveService. And I still think that the LiveService is generally first before the actual game. And even sometimes, I think the game is the illusion. There's enough there, but there's not really a game. It's not really artwork. It's just mechanics to get you to do stuff to continue to play. So, but yeah, they're going to be downsizing pretty quickly, at least with like a 60-day notice, which is the law for most companies in the United States, of course, and also in Europe and stuff. But yeah, 60, 90 days, these layoffs are going to be happening. They're going to be figuring out who's going to be laid off. But also, this could be part of the problem. Okay? We want masculine games. That's part of it. And we're going to get into that a little bit too. But they also have a battle pass. So again, this has LiveService written all over it. I'll just play a little bit of this. But yeah, so far, generally favorable from critics, but not that many critics have really done anything. And also not a lot of user scores either. We only have 30. But again, that's a 79 out of 100 versus 5.4 out of 10. That's really not that great. The critics review quite a bit higher than a lot of the player base, and I think that said something. And it's not just with fighting games or with live service games. It's generally kind of with almost every type of genre out there. And I think people are getting tired of the kind of laziness that's been happening with a lot of stuff. So let's keep on going here. But yeah, some people just not overly happy, not that excited. Something too, though, is that if they're not seeing enough players, well, maybe it's because they didn't launch it for PC. It's not on Steam. It's not on Epic. It's not on GOG. They're using their own launcher, which, again, you're resisting the barrier to entry, and people just are kind of tired of that if it's too much work, which that is too much work for some people. You just want to come home after a hard day and just kind of maybe hop on, but then you can't do that because you got to open another launcher, and you can't just use what you already have. Again, accessibility is going to be king going forward. But when we take a look at PlayStation, this is PS Time Tracker. If you are on PlayStation, you can upload your own data yourselves if you'd like. It's volunteer only. So yeah, it's not a perfect sample size. This is roughly almost 17,000 players. But yeah, you can say track Lion to your friends list, and then it'll add your data. But yeah, down here, it's right next to HighGuard. There's HighGuard, and there's 2XKO. It's, again, there's some people that are playing it out of these 17,000, roughly about the same amount of HighGuard. And then when we also go to Xbox most played with just Series X and S, well, HighGuard is actually pretty up there, which is surprising, right next to Arch Raiders and Fortnite. It's beating some of these others, which is hilarious. But still, it's in the top 25. It's number 23 so far on Xbox. But the thing, too, is, like, again, I want to get into some of these characters. And while some things actually look pretty cool, and there are some things that are exciting about it, and we have different, lists here for different moves and stuff. There's in some screenshots. But again, look at the skins. Look how many there are. This is crazy, guys. There are so many. Of course, some of this you can probably earn or work for free, but also some of this is going to you're going to have to pay for, because again, it's a free-to-play game. You're going to have to spend some money, and I'm sure the monetization is kind of insane. Now, there's also other fighters too, and again, some of them actually look pretty good, but then some of them as well are kind of bringing in that, woman Chad here, and this crazy freaky lady, and just some of that DEI that some people are not excited about. But I am glad that the game has both, again, trying to represent everybody, and I'm sure there's going to be more people or more heroes that they're going to have coming in too. But again, the modern audience doesn't exist. They don't buy games. And then again, if you're not really bringing anything new to the live service genre with just Battle Pass and give me money because it's free, again, people are not going to be interested in that. That's what the issue is with HighGuard. And then, too, when we're taking a look at just the fighting game, again, what are you bringing new to the table? There's just not much there. Where's the hook? I keep talking about that, and again, it just doesn't seem to be there. Now, for another live service game that's been doing very, very well, Helldivers just had a massive update, which, oh man, I can't wait to dig in. Machinery of Oppression event. And again, this is an event. We're all going to Cyberstand. We're all going to take it over, blow it up, or whatever. And yeah, this is going to take a while. And then I imagine, too, we're also probably going to be getting a new enemy before the end of the year is over. So we'll see if that actually happens. But again, they keep pushing this live service game. But again, it's a masculine game. It's got everything in it that we would like. There's no modern audience. There's no DEI. And there's constant updates all the time. And then the store, while it is $40 to buy, you don't really have to spend any other money. The whole game in its entirety is available to you. And it doesn't feel really gimmicky. And the stuff that they're giving you through the war bonds, which you don't have to pay for, you can grind for those if you'd wish for free. The war bonds aren't overly expensive for the amount of stuff that you're getting, which is different gear and weapons and a different suit. And there's different benefits or advantages to those suits and stuff. And then again, look at this. This was the last big event that we had. Oh, again, almost 200,000. Fell off quite a bit, right? People played it, had their fun, whatever. They had a little bit there, which was intro into the unjust. But then again, this Cyberstand thing, people are coming back. Again, we're going to hit the last previous peak, probably maybe even go over that. We'll have to see. Now, do I think we'll ever kind of, reach our initial peak? No, probably not. But a lot of players, they do come back. They do spend money. And we found out, too, that Helldivers has just reached over 20 million copies sold. And that does not include all of the money that they've made from microtransactions. So bravo to them. And again, this is how you do a live service. You make the story, You can implement some PvE and a little bit of PvP in there if you wish. But again, the general cohesion of the player base is focusing on the map, and it's constantly changing and shifting with some like Dungeon Master that's shifting things around. And that's how you do it. And you keep bringing some things to the table, and then you have a big event, for people to get involved and enjoy. But things like this, it's not enough. It's not enough. And then we keep having things like HighGuard and Fragpunk, and the finals is actually done pretty well. But then there's also Black Ops 7, which hasn't done that well. There's also Battlefield 6, which has fallen off pretty remarkably from what it used to be. And again, it was supposed to be the COD killer, but again, that didn't happen. So, yeah, it's LiveService is just getting old. And we feel like that guy, just constantly getting absolutely destroyed over and over and over again. Because again, it's the same gimmick, it's the same mechanics, it's the same grind, and then give me money for the color blue and green. It's just getting ridiculous, folks. And I think people have had enough. And then too, with inflation and having to deal with rent and taxes and insurance and just buying food on your table, putting it on your table, it's too much. People are going to pick and choose what they want to do. And with games coming later, Subnautica 2, people are very excited. Crimson Desert, people are very excited. The Lego Batman Legacy game, people are very excited. Ace Combat, the new reboot to Tomb Raider, those games are probably going to do pretty well. GTA 6, even though that's going to have a lot of live servicey stuff with it, it's still going to have a general story that you can pay for and actually play through in this open world. And that offers more than these games. When are they going to figure it out? Because they can't keep laying off people. They can't keep closing studios. I don't know. You guys tell me, when does it end? Well, I mean, ultimately, when they lose enough money. But yeah, they can't keep doing this. There's no hook. That's the problem. So with that, folks, thanks for tuning in. You can always find me at Gaming Garbage 22, and you can also follow me at Twitch as well. And when I play games, I'll certainly chat with you guys there. But boy, things have been tough on the schedule, so I haven't been doing that very much. Basically, just kind of been doing the news and reviews and stuff. But anyway, if you like the video, go ahead and help it stay into the algos there. Do whatever you'd like to help support me. I appreciate it all. But yeah, what do you guys think? When does this stuff stop? And one last thing that I want to say is that some of these games, they take years to build, right? And so to have the change is finally going to shift probably in 27 or 28 when we start seeing more story. We're already seeing more story focused as it is, but I think we're definitely going to see it by like 28, 29, even maybe, 2030. But yeah, there is going to be a point where stuff's going to shift because, again, the studios and the publishers, they're just not making their money. And I think good games, generally speaking, on a regular basis are going to come back. And I hope they do. So with that, folks, I'll see you guys on the next one.